Hello, so I just want to reiterate on that point I made a minute ago about not forgetting who you are, not forgetting your worth. And yeah, I guess what I really meant by that was, like, because we are a part of the system, as I was saying, and yeah, we can get caught up in the matrix, sort of. We can get caught up analysing society, we can get caught up learning all these different things, but during that time, it can act as a distraction from learning about ourselves, and you know, sometimes we might even forget to take care of ourselves, which is something which is absolutely important not to do. So yeah, that's basically what I was trying to say. It's just important to take care of yourself and yeah, just not get too caught up. Yeah. And there's another thing I would talk about as well. It's like basically good and bad days, because like, you can't always be on this top form. You can't always be feeding your grapes all the time. And you know what? I wish we could be, but that's just not the way it is. Like, for example, like today I'm having a good day. I feel on top of things. I feel like I can get things done. I feel like I'm not overthinking things. Whereas the last video I made, I don't know if you could tell, but I wasn't in my favourite state of mind, and I don't know if it's right to have a favourite state of mind. But you know, yeah, it was like, so I felt negative, but like today I just don't feel as negative. And I don't know whether that's something down to our control or not, but I think if we're gonna have highs, then we're inevitably gonna have lows as well. And yeah, it's like, do we shape our experience, or are we shaped by the things that go on around us? And that's another thing as well, isn't it? Because we must have some sort of control over the experience we're having, because if experiences were objective and they caused everyone to feel the same way, then they would cause everyone to feel the same way. That's if the experience had the emotional attachment to it, but we're all individual people, aren't we? We're all having our own individual experience, so we're all going to react differently to different experiences, and I think we have to keep that in mind. Yeah. I think it's important to be quiet and listen. And breathe. And see. And not necessarily go around trying to attach labels to everything you see. You know, I think self-awareness and environmental awareness can really affect your mind state. Because now I've become aware, I feel calmer again. But when I'm trying to force conversation in my head, when I'm trying to force some sort of conversation with on this YouTube video, it feels hard to do. But when I just sit back and let myself be aware, it feels a bit easier. Maybe that's just in this moment, because I can't talk for every moment, because every moment is different, because of the transience of reality and the transience of the human being. I guess we can't even categorise ourselves as human beings, because to say that we're all human beings suggests that we're all similar, or all the same, but the truth is, we're not. You know, we might sometimes hang around in groups and we might pick up traits of other people, and we can all merge into this, like, one person in this group. We're all pretty much the same person, but that's not who we truly are. You know, Carl Jung talked about us having to spend time with ourselves so we can find who we truly are, because when we're with other people, all we're doing is we're projecting a persona, and that persona is only a part of us. It's only like the tip of the iceberg. And then to find out the rest of the iceberg, we really have to do some self-searching. And often we can't always do that with other people. You know, we can share experiences and we can have conversations and we can learn things from people, but it's important to affiliate yourself with open-minded people so that you can become open-minded as well, and you can sort of fuel each other's open-mindedness. But at the end of the day, there's only so far you can go with another person, because that person's having their own individual experience too. And you've got to respect that. You know, you can't be getting attached to people, because inevitably they're not going to be around forever. And that's going to be detrimental when that time comes. But, you know, just got to work through it, learn our lessons in life, and keep moving forward, I guess. I really like this place. It's so strange to think that just at the other side of these trees is literally a housing estate. And now I'm on this like gravel road type thing, and surrounded by trees and branches and birds. It's like two whole realities which merge into one through that little path over there between the garages. It's all one and the same, I guess, but it's not at the same time. This environment probably affects me differently to that environment through there. Just through them garages, it goes completely different. We have houses. Here it's mostly predominantly green. Like there's not really any straight edges, is there? It's all curves. It's all natural growth. It's all. I guess there's patterns on a microscopic level, like the Fibonacci sequence, which seems to be prevalent throughout nature. But it's not like the houses. It's not like you've got any straight edges or right angles. Everything's just like unique, and that's what we are. I guess we're unique people. When we come to nature, this is like who we are. When we're constantly surrounded by straight edges and things like that, we sort of become that, because that's not a human natural environment. And I know that statistically, people who live in cities, they generally have much higher rates of getting depression, and that's probably because we're so far away from our natural state of being. Got a fly in my face. He's gone. Yeah. It's important to come to places like this. I was listening to the pigeon. I think it's a pigeon. I always thought it was owls, but it makes more sense for it to be a pigeon. So yeah, I really like the sound of pigeons. That's something I picked up. I feel like I've talked about it on my channel before, but I think I actually called it an owl. Not sure how long are we? 8 minutes 14. Okay. There it goes again. My mind's so quiet. It's so nice just stopping, not having to say anything, not having to force myself to think anything. It's like I'm just looking around, and I'm just seeing what is. I'm not attaching to labels. I'm not going, oh, that's a tree. Ooh, they're nettles. Ooh, that's a stick. I'm not thinking that. I'm just being aware. It's just pure awareness. And I like the feeling. I can't remember who said this. It probably was Carl Jung again. He said, lose your mind and come to your senses. And I was thinking about it on the bus on the way home, and it made sense. It's made sense. Like I used to look at that quote and I never understood it. And I remember understanding it I don't know, maybe like a year ago or something. But before that, I knew of it, but I didn't know what it meant. And you know, I just know what it means. I feel like I know what it means. I have an understanding of it. Like, lose your mind and come to your senses. Basically, fly my phone. Basically, how I interpret it is, stop thinking about things so much and start feeling. Start feeling the world around you. Start like observing what's actually going on without necessarily being too overly analytical, without necessarily building false, I don't know, ideas, false ideologies about the things going on around you. I feel like that's what it means anyway. Because the whole part of the human experience is to feel, isn't it? Because we have these senses, so we have to utilise them. This is what's evolved alongside us and alongside the universe, so that we are able to, I guess, thrive in this environment, thrive in this world. And if we're just going to use one aspect of that, which is our mind, then we're losing part of the picture. Certain things you just can't come to terms with analytically, and we could say God's like that. Like I'm not religious in any sense at all, but I have my ideas about God. I believe God's everything. I believe God is literally everything. Like, I don't think he's this man in the sky who created everything. I think God's literally just a concept that was lost in translation. Okay, I'm gonna end off that video there. Yeah, sorry I cut it off. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching.